Well, hello there. My name is HW, and
Suze.
it's a good groove. I can't help but move a little bit.
I'll give you that.
Suze, you made a really cool performance.
Yeah, I mean, I've been loving the KLON and KOT stuff we did, so I just threw them all into one thing here.
You and the entire Kemperverse seems to really be liking the KLON KOT deal that we did, where we cloned the KLON and cloned the KOT with a graphic EQ and a tube screamer, green screen thing built into the Kemper. So why not put it in a performance?
Yeah.
So take us through this. We've got clean.
Yeah, so this is based on the 65 Deluxe.
Yeah, right.
I think the second profile.
Yeah, you can see that if you hold down amplifier. It says Deluxe Reverb. And it doesn't say 2 anywhere, but this is the second one.
Yeah, and so it's pretty clean, and it sounds like this. So I just left that on for all 5 slots. And so then if you hit the 2, that adds in the KLON.
Yeah,
okay?
which you put right here, right?
Yeah.
So
if you want to turn it off, it's
yep.
just right there. Or if you from here, if you wanted to add the
you could add the KOT right there, yeah.
But then button 3 is just the KOT, so it swaps those out and turns on the other one. So the KLON's off, KOT's on. And then if you go to 5, that's the KLON and the KOT just both on. But that was a little bit, it's really gainy. Like it really goes for it right away. So in 4, I basically just kept them both on, but took the 2 drives, like the 2 green screams, the drive down to 0. Just kind of back to my.
So it's like a clean one. Let's run through this.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it clean, but it's like less. Yeah. Less,
Totally.
in your face. Yeah.
Well, let's get you to play these, and I'll run you through all of them. How's that?
Yeah, that's great.
Let's do it. Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That's really cool. That's a lot of gain stacked together. Now, guys on the toasters and the racks, obviously, they could just save this entire front stomp section, KOT plus KLON.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And it'd be right there. Let's see how it sounds with other guitars.
Yeah, sweet.
Let's do it. There's an interesting thing happening here. When you turn the gains off, I mean, let's think about what we're really doing now. Now we have just some EQ stuff-ish.
Yeah.
But more than that, because we're still hitting the front of one of like the quote-unquote KLON is hitting the front of the quote-unquote KOT,
right?
Which is also hitting the front of the Deluxe Reverb in this case, right? Or at least the Kemper version of all of those.
Yeah, and the green screen, like as it stands, like has a little bit of gain, even with the gain off. So
yeah, right. So it's adding stuff. Yeah. So what we're saying is, like when we go to 4, you can play that a little bit. You can hear the breakup that's obviously there. And then, of course, putting the gain back on, it's really going.
Which is cool.
I mean, that's, you could save both of those as like stomp sections, you know, and it'd be they both would be very useful for sure.
Yeah, totally.
You probably could. We could have even morphed the gain on one of those.
Yeah, I don't think I used the morph on any of them.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, you could. Sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit. You know? Well, what's going on in the rest of this performance? Because people are going to download it in the description after they smash the like button and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Okay, what's going on in the rest of this? Performance.
Yeah,
here?
So I played around with some other. I use Tremolo a lot, and that's on that blue slot, the number 4 slot.
Yeah.
But this one has the ducking on it. And so when you play in pretty loud, you're not hearing a ton of it, but when you hold a chord, that's when it starts to come in, which I thought was a cool effect.
Well, let's see it. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah. It's very obvious.
I dig it.
It's very Bradford Mitchell.
He does like it.
Mm-hmm. What's going on here?
So this is the Vibe, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And it's, once I got in there, I was like, man, there's a lot of controls here, and trying to figure
Phaser
out exactly.
vibe.
Yeah, it's got that kind of the swooshiness to it.
Yeah.
But I set it up more on the subtle side, just with that much gain, just to kind of give it a little bit of movement without it being.
Well, let's hear it with the cleaned up version of the KOT and the KLON.
Yeah.
It sounds like Eddie Van Halen went for riding a yellow submarine. It's sort of underwater, but it's also phasey.
Yeah.
That phaser vibe is a cool effect. Probably a pretty underrated one that we see in the Kemper here.
Yeah.
Well, these are really cool. Where can the people download this, Suze?
I think it's right in the description.
I think it's right there in the description. There's a link, and it'll take you to the tips and tricks page, and you can get the KLON by itself, the KOT one we did.
Yeah.
I mean the profiles. And then this performance, there's some brownie stuff in there.
Rotary.
Rotary was a good one.
We're building a little library.
We are building a small library of essential Kemper effects.
I like that.
What are we planning? I don't know. Suze, let's try this with a couple more guitars.
Yeah.
I can't help but notice somebody brought over this beautiful white penguin, and it would be criminal to not put it in this video.
It's just sitting over there.
Let's hear it.
Let's do it.
Well, Suze, you've invented something very cool because I really like this number 4, and it's the KLON and the KOT presets that we made, but with the gain off, which is emulating, nothing that really exists in real life except for getting those pedals and maybe turning the gain to 0.
Yeah, it's similar to the brownie one where there's a low and a high. It's just kind of if they stack them, you don't always want them where they were at full.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it sounds beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
And people should download it. They should check out all the stuff we've got on Tips and Tricks page. I've been HW.
I'm Suze.
Suze, why don't you play us out?
Sure.
On a different guitar. man.